Hey everybody, it's Mr. Bierbauer, and we're back with another art lesson for this week. This week we're going to be learning about our first element of art, lines. Hopefully you just got a chance to watch the music video about lines a few minutes ago. Now to start our class, we're going to begin with our artist pledge. Remember, we're going to be saying this at the beginning of every class so we can make a promise to each other on how we want our class to go. Now repeat after me. As artists, we will always try our best. Respect ourselves, our friends, and our artwork. Take responsibility. Imagine new things. Support each other. And take time to clean up. Great job, guys. Now today I can use different kinds of lines to make art. And we are going to be making monsters with our lines. First of all, here's a quick description of the elements of art. The elements of art are the basic parts of any artwork. So any picture you look at, you'll see some or maybe all of these. Now really quickly, we have line, we have color, we have value, shapes, texture, forms, and space. But this week, we're talking about lines. So what is a line anyway? And what kinds of lines are there? Just think for a minute, answer it to yourself, and we're going to continue. Now, lines are just thin marks on a paper or other surface like a canvas, and they're formed by a moving dot, like the tip of your pencil. So pretend like my dot here had something it could draw with, and if I went around, you can see a little bit of a line, but it would make a nice long line. Now we just watched the line song, so we're going to be going over a few things as a review. So in that video, we found out there's all kinds of lines. There's horizontal lines which go across your paper. There's vertical lines which go up and down. And there's diagonal, which go slant or across. There's also curved lines, wiggle, 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 zigzags, spirals, and all sorts of other kinds of lines. Now I want you to look around wherever you are. If you're in your room, in the kitchen, outside, in a classroom, look around and see if you see any lines. Now I see a lot here in the classroom. Here, I'll give you an example. Maybe you see a window. It might not look exactly like this, but maybe you see one. And then if we look at it, we'll see there's vertical lines going up and down, and there's horizontal lines going across. Think about what kinds of lines you see around you. All right, now it's your turn. I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil or something else to write with, and I'm going to give you a minute to draw as many types of lines as you can on your paper. Ready, set, go. Now these can be vertical lines, horizontal, diagonal, zigzag, bumpy, curvy. It can be wavy lines. It could be like a stair step or the top of a castle. Just use your imagination and just keep drawing. If you have different colors, you can do different color lines. You can do different sizes. Some could be thick or thin. Some could be long or short. Just fill up your whole paper with lines. let's see, you could even close some lines and make shapes. All right, we have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, pencils down. Now here's some questions for yourself, and then I'll ask someone to share with me. What kinds of lines did you draw? What directions do they go? And are they different sizes? All right, hold them up so I can see them. Very nice. Great job, everybody. Now here's a famous painting called Composition 8 by Kandinsky. Kandinsky loved using all sorts of lines. What kind of lines can you see in this picture? Do you see any vertical or horizontal lines? Yep, here's some vertical, up and down here, and across here, horizontal. Here's another vertical, and another horizontal. Do you see diagonal lines or curvy lines or bumpy lines? Yeah, he used a lot of diagonals. Some of these diagonal lines he even closed up and turned into a triangle shape. He also used curvy lines, which he turned into a circle. There's a wavy line here, bumpy lines down here. So you can tell he loved using lines. We're going to be doing line monsters. So the first thing I want you to do is think about what shape you want your monster to be. You could just fill up the entire page, or maybe we'll just sketch in a little bit of a shape. So I'm going to do some ears here and here. And then I'm going to make most of the rest of the page be full of monster, because I do want to make sure we have a lot of room for all of our lines. So I think we'll just do kind of like that. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be making a lot of horizontal lines. Remember, those are going across. So we're just going to kind of fill up the space with a bunch of different kinds. So we might have some straight ones. We might have some zigzag. Maybe a nice wavy line. Could have like a line like the top of a castle. It doesn't matter what kind, as long as you fill up a lot of the space and make sure they keep going across. I'm going to do a couple small ones up here in the ears. I'm going to do maybe one more here, a wavy one. Let's do another straight one. This one's kind of like a part of a cloud. And a wavy one again. Now, before we get ready to do the next part, we want to go on and think about where our monster's features are going to be. So I'm going to give my monster 2 eyes, and I'm going to kind of let it overlap up here a little bit, and right here. So I'm going to go ahead and erase what's behind the eyeball. And he's going to have kind of crazy eyes. So one up there and one down here. Now also, I want to make sure he's got a mouth. And I think I can just make this down here be his mouth. So I'm not going to worry about that, because this can be teeth here, and these can be bottom teeth here. And then if there's any other details you want, maybe give him a weird nose, a big old pointy nose like that. And then you can just be creative with what you want to do. And the next thing the next step we have, if you have a dark crayon or colored pencil or marker, you can go through and trace and outline all of it. You don't have pop out, show off all your lines just a little bit more. And there we go. All right, let's just review the steps. And remember, you can always go back and watch the video again if you have any more questions. Remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our monster. If you want to do an outline, you can. Otherwise, we're just going to fill the whole paper. We're going to draw different kinds of lines across the paper. Horizontal lines of different types across. After that, we're going to add details like eyes or a nose or anything else you want your monster to have. Number 3, you're going to trace those lines with a dark color like a black marker. If you don't have one, that's okay. It'll just make it pop out a little bit more when you're finished. And then you're going to fill each section with a different color. And after you're all done with that, I want you to show off your finished monster by submitting it to me on Canvas. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I hope you have an awesome week. Bye.